Hey everybody, so I made a video yesterday about this new website called TeacherMade that I found out was pretty cool. And I was just kind of toying with it on the videos, about 18 to 19 minutes, and I didn't absolutely know anything about what it did. So I want to come back and make a shorter video with some direct points on what TeacherMade is. Hopefully you like it and you don't mind sharing it with other people. So let me get in here and do this thing. TeacherMade. Basically, it allows you to take PDFs and make them interactive. So I logged in with my TeacherMade account using the login with Google. I just find that that's a lot easier for me and it works. So I've created 3 since I played with it yesterday, but I'm going to create a new one real quick just so that we can go over the highlights. So I'm going to just title this one engagement, like that. You can put a description or you don't have to. And for the sake of time, I'm not going to put a description. And then I can leave the background blank. The background is basically the file. So if you want to put in a PDF to make it interactive, then you'll need to put in a file. And so I'm going to go into my downloads real quick and see if I can pull something up for us to just play with a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna pull up this linear functions worksheet that we were looking at yesterday, and I'll pull that over. But this time, I'm just gonna look at one of the files. So this file that I just pulled in had about 8 pages, but I really just want my students to, let's say, look at one of these pages. So when you put that red box around it, that means that page is gonna be included. So I'm gonna do just one review for mastery, and I'm gonna make my file. You can pick as many as, actually you can pick up to 12. I found that out. All right, so let's go over these tools real quick. So to make this interactive, you can put text boxes where your students have to input their own text. So here I can make my students type in their name. Using the text box feature, you can resize it and do all that good stuff. One thing I didn't realize in my last video was that, like, how do you delete them? Like if you put something somewhere that you don't want it to be. So you choose it with the selector tool. That arrow is a selector tool. And then you're gonna go to edit and delete. So you can delete anything that you've put in, or you can use the undo button. But of course the undo button only undoes, is that right? Will only undo the last action that you made. All right, so the text feature is pretty self-explanatory. Now, if you're gonna be writing equations in math, then you can go to math, and one of them is an algebraic expression, and that allows your students to input math functions onto their screen. So I thought that was pretty cool as well. And now if you leave in a blank space, then students can write on that space. It doesn't have to have a box for input. So you can have them show their work or highlight or do whatever you want them to do. Now, I did notice over here that highlight was actually one of the pro features. So if you don't have the pro account, which you are paying for, then you don't. But I made my account right now and it says I'm on the pro open house. So I have the availability to use these features. I don't know the time frame that it's gonna shut me out, but right now I have it. So you can totally just try it out and use it. This teacher text, this big T, that means that I could actually type something in here that is maybe an instruction. So like I may tell my students, and I double clicked in order to have that edit box pop up. I may want to tell them to check your work using Desmos or TI-84. So that could be something that I want them to do. Now, let's say they don't have the Desmos or TI-84 emulators like quickly accessible. Well, this little fire thing is called a hotspot. That creates a clickable area. So I could actually put in like where the students should click this hotspot. Students should leave this hotspot unclicked. Like you can kind of create hotspots that you allow your students to click on. And that's pretty cool. So I'm going to take that away for now. And to do that, I'll go to File and Delete. If I wanted to put a link to Desmos in here, that's again a pro feature, but I'm on Pro Open House. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put in a link right now And you can click edit the link, www.desmos.com. And of course, it allows you to test the link. Oh, great. It has to lead with a HTTPS. So now let's test the link. Boom, it does take me to Desmos, so that works. And there we are. So all of our students have that link to the calculator as well. Let's just finish this off by putting a few more of the areas where students could include their own algebraic expression. And we will, in this little question mark, the question mark basically allows you to input the answer. So the correct answer, I may put y equals, I should probably look at the function first. Okay. Y equals negative 5x plus 30 for that first one. And that's it. So you can put multiple so that students can choose multiple answers. But that's basically the logistics of how this works. And to be honest, it's quite awesome. The more you play with it, the more you learn. Right now, I'm gonna go ahead and close this out and just show you how to give this to a student. So if you click on my worksheets, engagement is now there. So maybe this was just a little warm up I wanted my students to do. If sharing is where you share it with a coworker and they can use it in their classroom, but assign a worksheet allows you to assign it to a student. And it gives you different options. You can assign it through Google Classroom or Canvas only on pro accounts. And then TeacherMade is open for the free account. So I'm gonna do the TeacherMade, allow my students to use their name or ID because they may not have a Google account, and that's totally fine. And you can create a list of names or IDs that they must validate in order for the student to actually have access to the document. What is shown to the students, you can give them their score, their points earned, or points earned out of possible points, or then the score and the percentage. And then what information the student sees when they turn in their work. Either they can see the total score or just none of this stuff, because you can actually give them the correct answers and their scores after you get a chance to review it. So it's up to you. And then the tools that the students can use, they can make their own text boxes and they can draw on the worksheet. I would leave both of those checked just in case something you missed and you want to give your students the opportunity to do that. All right, so this link, basically you copy it, and I'm going to open up an incognito tab so that we can see what this will look like for any student. So when it opens, it asks them for their name. All right, and here's my worksheet. So any of the little text boxes is where we can fill out. Notice that it has a save for later and an I'm done. The I'm done is gonna allow them to submit it. The save for later is gonna be, hey, I'm gonna come back and try to do some work. There are different features that the students can use up here, like a drawing tool, a straight line tool, highlighter. There's eraser, of course, paint tool, and then text, and they can change their font size. They can zoom in or zoom out depending on the size of the document that they need. It's pretty darn legit. So like right here, we have made a calculator link. There it is. It's a hotspot for the calculator, and they can use that to help them. So yeah, I think that's about it. I went a little fast, but if you wanted to get a slowed down version of this, there is another video that you all can watch. I hope this helps, and I hope that you are spreading the love and telling everybody about the things that you learn with us. Thank you. And that is it.